Hi, this is Chef Dan Catania. If you're just tuning into us, welcome to MealPro Cooking Channel. There's been some questions asked about when is the time to use water into a sauce to either thin it down, or when do I use the broth or the stock into a product. I personally, when I thicken something up, let's give it an example of a sauce. So I'm doing a lobster cream sauce, okay? So I make the lobster base, the lobster stock, I strain it out, save the lobster because I'm going to cut that into that sauce afterwards. So I'm going to tighten that up. So how do you tighten it up? Tighten it up means to get it thick. Either use a roux, flour, butter, if you want, or a slurry, which is a liquid and a flour or starch, right? Or you could just use straight Wonder flour. I like to use straight Wonder flour, but in the event that I want to add a little liquid into it to finish the sauce with brandy or finish the sauce with sherry wine, that's what I make my slurry with. I never use the water. So the water you want to stay away from when you make your slurry to go inside of your end products like your sauces and soups, right? You remember? No water. Use the product that you're going to cook with, like if you did a Marchand de Vin red wine sauce. Okay, so when you thicken it up, you don't thicken it up with a flour, butter, roux. You use a slurry, and you take some Marchand de Vin wine and starch, arrowroot, blend it together to make a syrup, and then add that into that sauce to finish it. Okay, and then of course, monter au beurre in French means to finish your sauces with butter, and then you strain it. And voila, you have one of the best sauces you ever had. Because remember, if you do it with water, what's going to happen? You're going to just thin down your sauces. You're going to take away some of the flavors that are there because you're adding more liquid water to it. But if you add what you're going to be using or what you're cooking, like beef broth, chicken broth, wine, brandy, any kind of other spirits that go into that sauce, then you're going to thicken it with the slurry, and it's going to remain that real nice level of how you started it. But because if you put water in it, what's going to happen is it's going to dissolve it, and it's not going to taste as grand as it should. So those are the little tips that people ask about when it comes to food presentations and finishing food products. So just keep on sending them all in, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. But thanks again for tuning in on us. Click the like button if you like this video, and if you want more, subscribe to us. At MealPro. I'd be happy to answer questions at any time. Arrivederci. Ciao.